For years now, people have told me I need to learn my signature, how to write my signature, in cursive. And I've kind of just defied them. I just haven't listened. But now that I, as most likely most of you, have plenty of time on my hands, I have decided to learn cursive. I'm going to learn just my signature in cursive. I'm not actually learning all of cursive again. That would be annoying. I don't think I have enough time for that. That's it.
Prepare to be written! I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Yeah! Yeah! In some of these, in some of these. Almost there, and done. Now let's see how it looks so far.
A little history about me in cursive. When I was in the second grade, I was still learning how to read and write, just like most of you as a kid.
Would you like to try writing some words in cursive on the blackboard today?
Okay, sure.
However, unlike most kids, I actually had dyslexia, and I still have dyslexia. It doesn't go away. And I struggled with reading and writing a little bit more than your usual kid. So imagine my surprise. One day, my teacher gets up and addresses the entire class and says, we're going to start learning a second way of how to write English.
Z.
And at this time also, I was still, because I was in second grade and this was right around early 2000s, we were actually learning how to type as well. So I was trying to learn 3 different ways how to communicate in the language of English. And it did not go well. These squiggly lines were too much for this 8-year-old at the time to handle.
I hate cursive and I hate all of you! I'm never coming back to school! Never!
If I remember correctly, my second grade teacher at the time actually said I didn't have to keep on learning cursive because, again, I was still struggling to both write in print and also learning how to type on the keyboard, which, fun fact, I'm pretty good at now. But that's a different story. So flash forward 18 years. Here I am. I just decided to finally get around and learn how to write my name in the squiggly lines, aka cursive. So believe it or not, this is actually the first time in about 18 years that, wow, that doesn't look too bad, right? That looks pretty good. This is the first time in 18 years that I have actually written in cursive. Given I must say I was cheating because I just went online and typed my name into a cursive generator, and this is what I got. But still, it looks pretty good, right? I'm gonna practice writing my name in cursive, and yeah, that's about it. Nothing too sexy or exciting. Just a dyslexic kid and his quest to write his name in squiggly lines. All right. As I basically show you a montage of myself writing and practicing cursive, I just wanted to share some of the history that I learned about cursive. Disclaimer, all of the history, I mean it is history, but all of the history and research I did is strictly from Wikipedia. So if something is wrong, leave a comment. People are good at that, especially nowadays. So leave a comment and let me know what I messed up or what I need to know about the history of cursive. Not that I really care, but I mean, at the same time, I'd feel bad if I somehow told you a false fact. So Disclaimer. So the history. The origins of the cursive method are associated with practical advantages of writing speed and infrequent pen lifting to accommodate the limitations of the quill. Guess what? We don't use a quill anymore. And honestly, I would say this is kind of outdated because most of us type on our phones or on the computer. Anyway, quills are fragile, easily broken, and will spatter unless used properly. They also run out of ink faster than most contemporary writing utensils. So basically what I'm hearing is that if we're going to learn cursive, we might as well need to learn how to write with a quill if we're in elementary school at this point. Anyway, they also run out of ink faster than most contemporary writing utensils. Steel dip pens followed quills. They were sturdier, but still had some limitations. The individuality of the provenance, dyslexic here. Let me go online real quick. Provenance, let's hear it. What's the almighty Google tell us?
Provenance.
Thanks, Google. The individuality of the provenance of a document was a factor also as opposed to machine font. Cursive was also favored because the writing tool was rarely taken off paper. The term cursive derives from Middle French cursive, from medieval Latin cursivus, which literally means running. The term in turn derives from Latin currier, which to run, hasten. So that actually makes sense because your quill is running on the paper so it doesn't run out of ink. That makes total sense. Back then. After reading more about the history of cursive on Wikipedia, my high school history teacher would be so disappointed that I am currently using Wikipedia and not any other scholarly source. Sorry, JSTOR or Google Scholar or any website that has .org instead of .com on it. Anyway, focus. After reading more about the history of cursive on Wikipedia, I learned that many languages around the world use it, from Bengali to Roman to Greek and, of course, English, which I'm currently speaking to you with. Now, we're just going to fast forward to the American history part, because that's all that really matters. One of the earliest forms of new technology that caused the decline of handwriting, yes, awesome, you love to see it, was the innovation of the ballpoint pen, patented in 1888 by John Loud. What a patriot. John Loud, thanks for helping cause the decline of cursive. I'm not being sarcastic. I really am happy about that because, again, print was enough for me. So with their design, it guaranteed that ink would not smudge as it would with earlier design of the pen, and no longer required the careful penmanship one would use with older pen designs. After World War II, the ballpoint pen was mass-produced and sold for a cheaper price, changing the way people wrote. Over time, the emphasis of using the style of cursive to write slowly declined. Many historical documents, such as the United States Constitution, are written in cursive. Yes, and I have seen it before, however, I will say you can barely read it anyway. So that's another point for me, point for the dyslexics. Screw you, cursive. The inability to read cursive, therefore, precludes one from being able to fully appreciate such documents in their original format. States such as California, Idaho, Kansas, Massachusetts, North Carolina, South Carolina, New Jersey, and Tennessee have already mandated cursive in schools as part of Back to Basics program designed to maintain the integrity of cursive handwriting. Cursive instruction is required by grade 5 in Illinois. Imagine that. Maybe my school was special, I guess, because we started in second grade and that was way too early for me. I mean, right now is way too early for me still. So starting with the 2018-2019 school year, teachers in their curriculums right now are probably doing a completely different thing in the United States, also probably around the world, with how they teach online with their students virtually. So I mean, all this information could just be going out the window, and who knows? Maybe, I mean, at the end of this pandemic, cursive will be eradicated, just like coronavirus. Just kidding. It's all a joke. I'm just joking around. Cursive is not the same thing as coronavirus, although they do both start with the letter C. So get on it, Twitter. So we're done. It's been just a little bit over 1 week. And I'd say I've spent probably I've probably spent around 8 hours learning my signature in cursive, and there's been a major improvement I've seen, at least. I have my notebook filled to the brim. Not filled to the brim. There's a lot left. I went from writing on my notepad with my very comfortable ink pen to taking my ink pen to a notepad and writing that, practicing my signature there. And then I took a Bic ballpoint pen, very standard pen, and started writing on the notepad itself. So I have a diverse array of how I write my signature on several different forms of pens and paper. I didn't want it to just be like, oh, hey, like I only write my signature with this pen. No, I wanted all the types of pens. I should have probably practiced on pencil, but oh well. So I must say, I started taking my time when writing my signature, but then I started speeding up because obviously it shouldn't take 30 seconds for you to write your signature. Without further ado, here it is. This is my signature, and I'm very proud of it. I think it turned out pretty well. So thanks for watching. That's really the end of the video. Maybe I'll learn to do other things during this quarantine, because like I said, I have way too much time on my hand, just like I think most of you do. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one. And screw you, cursive.